as as we all know, each summer brings a slightly different version of our wildfire impact on our community. And in the summer of 2018, we experienced something we'd never experienced before, and that was the just utter helplessness of not being able to improve the environment that we were coming to work in, and even more importantly, the environment that we were working in, the store, the Ashland Food Co-op. The indoor air quality was abysmal, and we were helpless to do anything about it. At the end of the summer, that period, visitors stopped coming to Ashland, and ultimately our sales were down about 10% for that long stretch that summer. And so that winter, we made it a strategic priority to not feel that helplessness the following summer. What could we do? We engaged in an industrial environmental consultant to help us plan what are some of the things that we can do to take control of the quality of the air indoors if that summer were to repeat itself. And so a couple of the real key takeaways were, number one, what gets measured gets managed. So we installed an air quality measuring device. It's actually called Purple Air. The device comes from an organization called Purple Air. We installed it indoors. There are many of them that are installed outdoors as well. And then we projected the monitor readings on our website so that folks could see what's the air quality inside at the Ashland Food Co-op. And we established a baseline of air quality. And then the critical element was to install industrial air scrubbers, HEPA-rated air scrubbers, indoors at the co-op. And so those folks that have been in the store will see these big boxes with fans running. Depending on the smoke level, those fans can be turned up or down. And so with fairly moderate speeds on those fans, they were able to, the next summer, in the summer of 2019, take outdoor air quality and cut it in half or better. Was very exciting to see that we had taken control and made an improvement. Fast forward, though, to the summer of 2020, when we had the Alameda fire and other more local fires that just blanketed this valley in the worst air quality that I can remember ever seeing in the valley for days on end. And those little scrubbers were turned up full bore, and we were, again, helpless to improve the air quality. Turns out when the air quality's at 100, those scrubbers could bring it down to 50 or even into the good zone. But when the air quality was 300-400 and we could only knock 50 or 75 points off, it felt futile. So we really had to step back and say, what is it that's causing outdoor air smoke to come into the building that we can't keep up with? And last fall after that season, we engaged another consulting firm to come and assess the building itself, and they determined that the building has negative air pressure in it, which in turn, every time you open a door or a window, outdoor air, whether it's cold or hot or smoky or fly infested, is drawn into the building. And that shouldn't be the case. So this winter, we've engaged the services of a mechanical engineering firm to identify what the cause was, and we believe it is that years ago, during an expansion and subsequent renovations, when we added kitchen exhaust fans with some makeup air, but not sufficient makeup air, so we're exhausting more air from the store than we're pumping back into it. So it is very likely that the next step will be to install an industrial makeup air unit, which will filter outside air and either heat or cool it, depending on the season, to maintain the indoor environment and pressurize the building so that it's at least neutral with the outdoor and hopefully prevent that incursion of outdoor smoke and air in the future. So we're excited about this next lap to see if this time we've got it, and it seems like it's a journey that hopefully will have a good ending. And I really, thought, what was the feeling that summer? And it was helpless, just helplessness. numbers dropped off, sales dropped off, employees were unhappy, shoppers were unhappy, and I thought, I can't even create a clean environment in the store. And so that winter we went to work on what can we do? Let's not be helpless. So I don't know where to start. Let's hire. I did all kinds of research to figure out, well, who does this stuff? It's not the heating, ventilation, air conditioning guys. They don't. It's amazing. They really didn't used to. I'll bet they're all getting savvy now, but they couldn't really advise. So brought in a company that is concerned with in the work environments primarily, both in healthcare, industrial settings, factories where there are chemicals, etc. Where they've got to manage the air quality indoors, not just the air quality, but the environmental quality. And they had some really good clues, but they didn't identify the root cause. So fascinating. One of the things they recommended was something called sticky mats. So they're sticky mats, multi-layer, and you tear off the top layer and you put it in a doorway, and as you walk in, it takes all the particulate off your shoes. And then when it's dirty, you peel another layer off. So it's all this plastic with sticky stuff. And I thought, with 3,000 people coming in the store a day, how's that going to change anything? I don't think it's coming in on people's feet. The smoke is coming in somewhere else. So we never did do sticky mats. I got a sample and I thought, this is just, absurd. But it's fascinating. We didn't realize that one of the problems we've had all these years is, especially in the winter, cold air coming in the front, the cashiers are all cold. And they've little heaters under their feet and so forth. But, that's just, look, we got the door opening and closing all day long. What do you expect? Well, every time that door opens, that negative pressure pulls in some cold air. And flies are an issue. So we put in air curtains. They blow down to prevent flies from coming in. Thought early on that they helped with smoke as well, because they create a wall that keeps outdoor air out and indoor air in. But with negative pressure, pull it right around that curtain. So we had tried to improve the air quality, but didn't get to the root cause, the negative pressure. We shouldn't feel helpless. There are things we can do about our indoor environments. We can take control of those. And of course, the simplest way is to install air filters, either in the existing heating, ventilating, air conditioning systems in a home, or to buy a portable unit. Initially, the first thing we did with employees after that summer was we gave each a gift certificate with $25 off the purchase of a home air purifier. And Ashland Hardware Store helped us with purchasing those for our employees. So every employee was able to get one of those, so that at very least they could install that in their bedrooms at night and get a good night's sleep. We were all struggling with, just not feeling ready even to come back to work the next day. So that would be the starting point. And then secondly, to identify any ways that smoke is coming into the home. Windows have to be shut, doors closed, and if there's some kind of a ventilation system that brings outdoor air in, it needs to be identified and at least secured or turned off during smoke events. I remember the feeling of helplessness. Who can fix this? Who does this? I would encourage everyone to understand that we don't have to be satisfied with breathing poor air quality indoors, that there are tools and procedures for mitigating air quality indoors, and we've just got to reach out and find those experts that can help us. And it goes without saying, I'm available to anybody who's got questions, and would love to share the resources that I have, and have. I have shared the resource for where we got our air scrubbers. I did quite a bit of research to come up with a great company that focuses on those units, and recommend them heartily. So.